So, it's top news on Wide World of Games. I'm your host, Katie McKinley, and for the next 30 minutes, we will bring you the latest in gaming. Make sure to be active in chat, as we will be taking suggestions and we will be answering questions later on in the show. For our first story, Brendan PlayerUnknown Green, creator of PUBG, is not excited about making his next game. In an interview with Edge magazine, he spoke about his concerns. He said, "I am dreading my next game. There's going to be eyes on it, no matter what I do. There's going to be a lot of critics going, well, it's no PUBG." He goes on to say, "I want to make a game that I want to play." He left no other clues as to what... He left no other clues as to what the new game will be or when it will be released. His main focus right now, however, is to push Battlegrounds onto the eSports scene. We have spoken, and they are listening. Steam removed a game called Active Shooter by Acid Publishing from their game store's queue. The game was supposed to launch June 6th, but this recent move has many happy, as over 100,000 people signed a petition against the game's release. Active Shooter puts you behind the trigger of a school assailant. You shoot students, police, and SWAT as you move through the school. This is something that did not have many in the community thrilled. It certainly has the potential to put yet another blemish on the industry that often takes on some unfair accusations and assumptions. In pulling the game, Steam also announced it has decided to pull other Acid titles as well. During a conference in Tokyo, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee were announced for Switch. The two games are set in Kanto, feature motion controls, local co-op, and the new Pokeball Plus device. Pokemon can also be moved between these titles and Pokemon Go. Amazon is taking pre-orders now, but should be releasing this summer worldwide. This reminds me of something that I once saw in the past. Let's take a look. I don't know about you, but we should definitely all use Reclamation Day, Bethesda has released a teaser trailer for a new Fallout game. Fallout 76. The trailer opens with the song Country Roads by John Denver, leaving us to wonder if the setting will be in West Virginia. Check out the trailer for yourself and see what other clues you can glean.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is all there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like the breeze. Country roads, take me.
But when the fighting is stopped and the fallout is settled, you must rebuild.
I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads, take me home, country roads.
In Vault 76, our future begins.
Excited? I don't know what does. Here to talk about his own speculations on Fallout 76, we have Rory O'Donoghue.
What's up, Katie?
Not much, how are you?
So that was a pretty cool teaser trailer.
Yeah, honestly, I am so excited for E3.
So many little details in there. You could probably watch that trailer 100 times and not pick up on everything. I was reading through, doing some research on this, and first of all, the game is being created with Todd Howard, who has worked on a lot of games for Bethesda in the Elder Scrolls series. He worked on Fallout 3. So there's been a lot of speculation about what this game is. Is it going to be the traditional RPG? Where does it fall in the storyline? And we could pick up a lot from the teaser trailer about where it falls in the storyline. Basically, looking at the Pip-Boy that they show was the Pip-Boy from Fallout 2, so we can say it's a prequel. They also mentioned Vault 76, which was mentioned in several Fallouts, I believe, but in Fallout 3, they say it's in Virginia. We have the song, what was the song? John Denver's Country Road. Take Me Home, Country Road. There's a mention to West Virginia in that song. So we can assume that this takes place in West Virginia. Now, what is it going to be? Is it going to be an RPG? We don't know. Other people are speculating that it could be, and this is what I came up with myself, that it could be something along the lines of what we saw with Fallout Shelter, where you're base building or doing something along those lines. But then I read again, when I came across that Tom Howard was working on, I'm like, well, would they put Tom Howard, such a big name, on a mobile app? So now I'm thinking, is this like a side story that kind of like New Vegas was, maybe? Yeah. So filling in some of the gaps, giving the prequel, giving you a little bit more of the history of what was happening early on after this whole nuclear wasteland came about. So, that's where we were thinking it might be a prequel. Well, we know it's a prequel. So they're saying, going back to where it takes place about 25 years after the bombs fell. And you can kind of do the math if you look at the exact date on the Pip-Boy and if you know exactly the date of when the bombs fell, which was sometime in 2077. Right. And this is taking place in 2102.
October 27th, 2102?
So you picked up the exact date. Good for you. There's a couple other little things we saw in there. Where was I at? The Vault Tech was designed to open 20 years. So Vault 76 was designed to open 20 years after the nuclear war. So we can say that it's been maybe abandoned for about 5 years. So that's why the vault is empty. Right. So that kind of explains why the vault would be empty. And you have one person left. Well, what is he doing? Is that our protagonist? Is that the character that we're going to be controlling? So I think that's pretty much where we're at with it. What is it going to be? Everybody's saying, is it going to be an RPG? Is it going to be something else? We know it's a prequel. Is it going to fall in somewhere in the New Vegas thing? That's pretty much where I'm at. I can't wait for E3.
That's
going to be amazing. That's going to be one of the big announcements at E3, I think.
Absolutely, and I think that they're going to surprise us no matter what speculations that we might have beforehand.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming along.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, we will be right back after this short break. Stay Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for staying tuned. Make sure to remember to talk in the chat so we have some info for you guys, and you guys can have some info for us so we can have a conversation. Our next story, God of War 4 has been out since April 20th, and it's killer, but longtime fans have their complaints. In particular, there are not enough boss fights. Most players agree that the new game is epic, but God of War lovers wish there was more. Game director Cory Barlog says it was a matter of choosing quality over quantity. According to Barlog, it takes 15 to 20 people a year or two to create each boss. I would have loved to add 20 more bosses, he says, but that would have taken 20 years. Can't even imagine. He said when to cut things and what to focus on is critical to game development. He said, you want to do so much, but you end up having to choose the things that make the greatest impact. Battlefield has revealed why they chose to use the Roman numeral V instead of the number 5 on their new Twitter feed. V is for victory! They go on to explain how Winston Churchill, former Prime Minister of England, popularized the use of the phrase during his famous wartime speeches. Battlefield 5 will be set in the World War II area. And I don't know about you, but anything that has anything to do with World War II, I'm about it. Now let's check in with our Twitch audience and see what they have to say. We've got Some Beardy to Love. Feels like it's going to be a 3D Fallout shelter. Honestly, I think that'd be pretty awesome. I'd be so excited to see that in console form. We've got Twitch desires to run 2 commercials each 20 seconds back to back, so I have no idea what Katie just said. Well, I mean, I can't help you there. Sorry about that. We have Evan Doomguy Texas and TX saying, hi Katie. Hi Evan. What do you guys think about the new news in God of War for the boss fights? For those of you that have played it, do you think that it needs more boss fights, or is it perfect the way that it is? Okay. In our next story, Quentin Cobb, killer game designer, is coming back to Sony. Sony and Cobb are both hush-hush about what PS4 game or games he will be working on, but the Naughty Dog creator of Uncharted and The Last of Us tweeted earlier today, "Today was my first day as senior game designer for Sony. I can't wait to talk about the project I'm working on and what the future holds. It's good to be back." We have a lot more to come right after the break. Stay with us. Wide World of Games rolls on. Welcome back to the wide world of games. I'm your host, Katie McKinley. For those of you just tuning in, we present news nightly for your video game needs. And check this out. Sony shows off a special edition PS4 for the Days of Play sale. This sale is running from June 8th to the 18th that give discounts on PlayStation consoles, services, accessories, and games. The Days of Play PS4 will come in this eye-catching blue and gold skin with matching controller and an A1 terabyte hard drive. The console will cost $300, but for only $50 more, you can pick up a PS4 Pro with discounted games such as God of War, Gran Turismo Sport, or MLB The Show 18. Qualcomm's new Snapdragon XR1 VR platform will help take portable virtual reality mainstream. It's the first dedicated XR platform that allows you to watch anywhere, play anywhere, and even capture and share your experiences. Qualcomm designed it for standalone headsets that don't need expensive computers to operate, like the Oculus Go does. It supports features that are currently reserved for expensive VR headsets. It's a platform that is specifically designed for virtually and augmented reality, enabling some of the advanced features that, until now, were only available in headsets that require a PC to use. The Snapdragon produces sharper video inside of a headset, support for more degrees of freedom, meaning you can move your head around inside of a virtual environment and feel more like you're there. Instead of simply looking at it through a pair of goggles, this means that competition could heat up if more companies decide to enter the market. I just got a pair of new KEF headphones the other day. Let me show you. Give me 1 second. They're absolutely amazing. They look so good and they sound spectacular. Most importantly, they are the first headphones that my boyfriend actually thinks look pretty good on me. I mean, who cares what he thinks, but you know. That's because of the sick Porsche design that it's got. They have 2 tweeters per ear and some nice space to fill in the mid-range drivers. Complete surround sound as well. It's awesome to walk around the streets wearing them. Just look at these babies. They look so sick. Like, how could you not love them? Oh my God, so nice. Find more on kefamerica.com. I mean, you have to wear these things. If KEF could make these into gaming headsets, I don't know what I'd do. It's lights out, I'd lose it. I can't wait to hit the gym with these two, because honestly, I'm gonna look so cool, even though I'm gonna have no idea what I'm doing. All right, guys, time to go back to chat, and let's see what you guys have to say. We've got Some Beardy to Love, my wonderful co-host, saying, what's something that you want to see at E3? Honestly, I want to see more artistic games, more beautiful games. I absolutely fell in love with God of War. The artwork, the story, the way that it just went single fluidity, no cuts. Honestly, I would love to see more games like that in the future. I honestly think that is going to be the precedent for me for the rest of 2018. And I'm so excited to see what E3 has to offer us this year. Trex6821 says, Katie, all caps, hey, how are you? How are you liking the show? What's something that you would like to see at E3? And what's something that you would like to see us do here tonight? Thank you so much for responding, guys. Honestly, all of your feedback and all of your talking in the chat really does help us make this better. But you know what? Don't forget, you can watch us on your big screen to get the TV experience easily. Download the Be Terrific app on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV. You can see all of our things on anything that you go online. You can watch us on the go on mobile app with the iOS and Android apps. Just go to the corresponding app store and download Be Terrific. We are live nightly at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the wide world of games. Live eSports is coming soon too, as well as many other shows. This weekend, we will be live from Greenwich Concourse to Elegance from 9 a.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern, both Saturday, June 2nd and Sunday, June 3rd. Be sure not to miss a moment. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. You know, this is pretty, new stuff, but you know what? Wait for us, and we are gonna go. Trust and believe. All right, guys, that's it for this edition of the Wide World of Games. Live esports action from the left coast is up next with Thunder Games. Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Katie McKinley, and I'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your night.